This is video number 36 for cello players, and in this video we are going to learn how to do the bow hold with the bow as well as do the bow exercises with the bow. So we're getting closer to being able to play with the bow on the instrument. We're not quite there yet. We got to get good bow holds with the bow and be able to do exercises with a good bow hold before we can go on to actually playing on the instrument. So take your bow out very carefully without touching the horsehair. Remember, never touch that. Hopefully you remember to loosen your bow when you put it back in your case after the last video, okay? If you didn't, you need to remember that every single time. Remember we talked about how it can stretch it out and it's not gonna work very well for you, right? So it should be in the good loose position. Remember, bad loose is strings are flopping around like that. We don't want that. Good loose is the screw turns easily, but the hairs aren't flopping around. You got a nice curve. We need to always maintain this curve. Now this bow has some tapes on it. Your bow probably doesn't, and that's okay. Something else that may or may not be different, you might have a little circle right here. That'd be great if you had a circle there. If not, like this bow, it's okay, we'll work around that. It's not a big deal. The first thing we need to do though is tighten your bow. Okay, so you're going to, from the adjusting screw, turn it to the right. If you remember how many turns it wasn't from the last video, great, go with that. It's going to be a little different for each bow, but probably somewhere between 5 and 10 turns. Now remember, you're going to give it a good turn. You're not just going to go ee. That's not a turn, like a half a turn kind of thing, okay? So this particular bow, here's my good loose position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, see it? 8, 9, 10. This one is 10. This one is 10. Now I've got a pencil width in between here, but I still have a good curve. So you get a good tight bow, but not to where it is straight, okay? Let it dip in. Now, I want you now to take, yes, we're going to be holding our bow with the right hand and forming the bow hold with the right hand. Of course we are. However, for now, with your left hand, hold it by the stick. You're going to have to hold it kind of weird because I need you to make sure you don't touch the hair right here, okay? The reason we're doing this is so we can form our bow hold here, okay? So, if you want to look on page number 12 in your book, it has some pretty good little drawings of the bow hold with the bow. You can look at that, but there is something I need to show you that they don't show really carefully on that picture. The place that your thumb is going to go right here where the frog and the stick meet, right there. That's where you're going to put your thumb, okay? So drape your hand, flop it around, do your thumb and your middle finger. Now we're going to put the bow in there instead of the straw or stick, and thumb is going to go right there. Okay, now second finger, you're just going to drape your other fingers over. Thumb is bent. Second finger is going to kind of touch the shiny part. Now this is where things will be a little bit different for people with different size hands. Those with tiny hands, yes, you have a smaller bow, but comparatively, some of your frogs are still pretty big. So yours don't go way over. I do have some students who have very long fingers, whose fingers end up going a little bit past the bottom of the frog right there. See, the shiny part, remember, is called the ferrule. For me personally, it touches right on the ferrule, okay? Now, if you're looking in your book and you have that little round thing, that little dot right there, you can cover up half of that dot with your pinky, all right? So get yourself a good bow hold, and you can still hold right here. Get yourself a good bow hold, bent thumb, okay? And then I want you to try to let go. Now, you're going to notice this is kind of heavy. These bow holds, I mean, the bow exercise is going to be much more difficult. You might even drop your bow. It's a possibility, okay? So get your good bow hold and do these without holding, because you're not doing yourself any favors. You're not building up that strength. Remember, this is why we use the stick as a transitional item to build up a little strength. Now you have to lift a little bit heavier weight, okay? Now I want you to try wave up and down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check your bow hold. If you need to adjust, you can go ahead and use the left hand, adjust. Now go sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adjust. Fix it. No bad habits. No bad habits. And 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now check yourself and make sure you're holding in the right place. Remember, your middle joint, first finger's low on the side, but middle joint, middle joint, middle joint, top joint. Don't let this happen. Okay, see how that's collapsed down? That is the most common problem with cello bow holds, is that slide right there. And that's just a lack of strength. And it's mainly a lack of strength in your thumb. All right, you might get some little hand cramps with this until you get a stronger hand. So if this is happening, check your thumb. Make sure your thumb is really supporting that bow. Okay? All right, now I want you to do 4 sets of those, so do 2 more. And then join me back again. And now we're just going to tap first finger and then pinky back and forth. 1, 2. We're going to have to go slower since it's heavier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop and fix. Check your thumb. Okay. Check and make sure you haven't gone too far over or that you're doing this. That's another problem sometimes, okay? Make sure that these knuckles here don't poke up. You've got them kind of hidden inside your hand. All right, tap first finger, then pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop and adjust. Shake your hand out. Okay, do 2 more sets of those. And then windshield wipers. Now make sure you're not going to hit anything, especially now that we're using your bow and not a random stick. You don't want to hurt your bow for sure. Good bow hold. Okay, flip it over. 1, come back. 2, and back. 3, 4, 5. If you feel it slipping, stop. Adjust. Don't do it when you know it's wrong, because that's a bad habit. 6, 7, 8, and it looks like my pinky is straight again in that picture. 9, 10. Okay, so pinky is curved. Mine, for face on, it looks straight. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it is curved. Okay, stop and fix. Do another set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop if you need to. 6, 7. Don't let there be a bad habit. 8, 9, 10. Okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and do all of these with you. You know what the bow hold should look like. If you want to do them with me, just rewind and do it 2 more times. I'm only doing 2 sets for the time of the video. Remember, this is a really important one to get right, because you want to be able to play fast. You want to be able to play strong. You want to be able to play soft. You want to be able to play light and heavy and short and long and smooth and sharp and all of that kind of stuff. We've got to have the flexibility, the strength, the springiness, and the agility. All of those things. And a bow hold is required, a good bow hold is required to be able to do that and to produce the sound that we wish to produce. So good bow holds are vitally important. Continue to work on your bow hold and exercises every single day. If you don't, you're not going to develop the good habits. And then when you try to put it on the string, you're going to be playing with kind of you're not going to be able to think about your bow hold. We need the bow hold set while you can focus just on that. So that when you start bowing on the string, you can focus on getting a straight bow and not hitting 2 strings and getting a good sound. Not going to happen without a good bow hold. You've got to get this set first before you may add it to the string. So practice, practice, practice with bow hold and exercises every single day.